Hey everyone, welcome to my Facebook Live. This is a to-go class. I am April Davis with April Davis Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Spring Hill, Kansas. Welcome, I'm so glad to have you join me today. If you're with me live, please do say hello. If not, you can comment on the recording. I upload the recordings to YouTube. So anyway, lots going on. I'm getting ready to leave tomorrow for Long Beach, California, where I will be joining many other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators for our annual convention. It's called On Stage, and I'm so excited. I love my Stampin' Up! Friends, and I'm excited to get together with them in Long Beach. So I'll be in Long Beach leaving tomorrow, so tomorrow's Wednesday, and I will be back on Sunday, and then on Monday I leave for Finland. We fly to Helsinki, and I'm going to spend the next 10 days in Finland. So that being said, this is my last to-go class for a couple of weeks. I'm taking 2 weeks off while I'm traveling. And in fact, this to-go class is going to be a little bit different. I'll share with you as we go forward what we're doing. But obviously, you can't place an order to go and me be able to cut it and ship it to you because I won't be here. So what we're going to do is we are going to play with one of our amazing kits. I can't wait to show it to you. But what's going to happen is everything will be the same as far as placing an order in my online store, which is how you normally get your kit for free. However, there's not going to be a kit, right? At least not one that you're going to get for free. If you like the kit that I'm showing you today, then you can purchase it yourself. But when you place an order in my online store for this particular week, I am going to gift you $10 in rewards points. So you still are getting something free just for placing an order in my online store. But it will be in the form of rewards points that you will be able to utilize for additional Stampin' Up! Products going forward. So before we get to that, I want to be able to share with you just some of the other things that are going on right now. So let me change my screen, and I want to start with our product of the month. This is called Notes of Spring. It's a stamp set, and what's fun about this stamp set is it's two-step stamping. So basically you can stamp your Bambi and then stamp the inside of it with the color of your choice. You've got a duck that you can do that with. You've got a rabbit you can do that with. There's some fun, I'm going to call this some wild grass, and you can actually do some two-step stamping here and then a fun little foliage piece here. And the sentiments are really nice, especially for you, a little note of thanks and happiest birthday wishes. So when you place an order of $75 or more, you can actually get the product of the month, this set, for $5, which is a steal. So if this is on your list, this would be a great time to place that order. Also, I wanted to share with you that enrollment is for the Crafty Happiness Club. This is my monthly club. Enrollment is open through the 20th of this month, and I am featuring the Woolly Friends bundle. This bundle is so cute. You've got the photopolymer stamp set, so you can stamp your Woolly Friends, and then it comes with a punch. So you can use the punch, or if you don't want to punch, you can fussy cut. But these little guys are so cute. I'm partnering it with the Mixed Up Patterns Designer Series paper. You will, in your kit, you'll receive a half package of Designer Series paper. So it'll be 6 by 12. This is some paper that I've been working with, and so it's not the full 12 by 12, but this will give you an idea of what the paper looks like. So fun A and B sides with this paper. And what's really fun about the kit this month is that I'm showing you how to create these cards with, what do I call it? It's just totally fallen out. One sheet of paper, one 6 by 12 sheet of paper for 6 cards. What do we call that? I can't even remember now. My brain is so full of all the things that I'm still trying to get done to get ready to go to go on my trip, including packing. Have I started packing yet? No. But it's a one sheet wonder. That's what it's called, a one sheet wonder. So let me show you these cards. You're going to get the half pack of the designer series paper that I just showed you. And you're also going to get a full package of the frosted iridescent dots for your embellishments, and then a package of the bubble bath ribbon. And with these, you're going to create these cute cards with the one sheet wonder, which is a 6x12 one sheet wonder. So you've got card number 1, and this time around I've done all the insides of the cards also. I don't always do the insides, but this time I have done the insides. So you're going to get 6 cards. Here's another card, and this is the A and B side. So that's where you're going to see the different designer series paper, because it's an A and B side, but cute. This is such a cute, adorable set. You're simply fabulous. Inside here, here's another, you're simply fabulous. And then sending flowers and sunshine. So fun kit. And like I said, enrollment is open through the 20th of this month. And then when I get back from my trip, the kits will be cut and packaged up and ready to go for you. So again, a monthly subscription club. All right. Also, I just want to talk about Paper Pumpkin for just a second, because Paper Pumpkin prices are increasing by $2. And so today is really the last day that you can get it at the current price. Today is also the last day that you can subscribe to the March Paper Pumpkin. When the April Paper Pumpkin comes out, then you will be, it'll have that price increase included. So I wanted to be sure and remind you about this in case you wanted to get in on the current price. And this particular one, it's called Fluttering Garden. You're going to get a free additional stamp set. All Paper Pumpkins come with the inks, they come with the stamp sets, and this particular one is coming in with an additional stamp set. So I wanted to let you know about that as well. All right, let me move this stuff out of the way, and I'm going to share with you what we're doing today. Today, we are going to be working with the Everyday Beauty Kit. This kit was unavailable for a bit of time, and it's back, and I love this kit. I've been wanting to show it to you. But let me just show you the cards. I'll come back to this in just a second, but let's look at how cute these cards are. Oops, there we go. So we've got this one. How cute is that? Then we've got this one, and we've got this one. And this kit gives you enough product for you to be able to create 3 of each of these cards. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to create 1 of each, so I can show you how easy it is. Now, when you get your kit, it's all inclusive. So you're going to have your instructions, and in your instructions, it goes through step by step what you need to do to create your cards. It shows you where you place your tape. It shows you where you place your dimensionals, where you're going to put your ribbon, so on and so forth. And then on the back, it shows you everything that comes with your kit. And it also gives you the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So this particular kit is going to pair with Basic Beige, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Night of Navy, and Petal Pink. So fun. And then you've got some QR codes that you can actually scan to know how to put your kits together if you're having a tough time. All right, so let me show you what's in the kit. Now, I've already been creating cards, obviously, so I'm going to show you as best I can what comes in this kit. So the first thing that comes in the kit is your stamps. And all my stamps are on blocks right now. I'm using every single one of them. So I'm just going to show you that you also get an insert with your kit that will show you what stamps you've got. And I love the sentiments on these. Celebrate today and every day. Thanks. Hello, beautiful. Thanks for all you do. We've got some fun flowers here and some fun greenery and foliage. Now what I do is, once I'm done with the kit, of course the stamps come on a window sheet, if you will, and I've got a cover for it. I will put the stamps back on here, but I get these little folders through Amazon. This is what I also put my Paper Pumpkin stamps in, because I do go back and utilize my stamps. And then I can put this in as well, and then I've got a nice little case for my stamps. Additionally, you're going to get your ink. You will get a stamping block in your kit. You will get dimensionals. You will get tape. two-sided tape. Sometimes you get the little dots, little adhesive dots. You also, in this particular one, you've got, these remind me, and maybe they tell me what these are called, but it's kind of like you take the wax and you melt the wax and then you press the wax down. Well, that's what these simulate. Let me see if it says what these are. Doesn't really say what they are, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But these are so cool. And I'm only gonna make 3 more cards. Look at how many extras I've got, so I can use these on other cards as well. And then I've got some, I'm not gonna call it ribbon, it's really more of a gold thread that came with this. And then I've got all my ephemera pieces that come, that we will be punching out for our cards as well. And then you've got your card bases that you'll have, and we'll be working on these. And then you also get your envelopes. So it comes with everything, which is great. It travels really easily. Everything's included. Now what I do is rather than use the little ink spot that comes with it, I just pull out my big ink pad, and that works really well for me. And sometimes I will pull out my Stampin' seal or my glue and use my own, but I don't have to. I could take this with me on a trip, and I've got everything I need to create this. So let's go ahead and let's focus on the first card that we're going to create. Move this stuff out of the way. And let's get started. So the first card we're going to make utilizes this background. So I'm going to pull this background out. So we've got this. And then my ephemera that I need is going to be this piece. And they always give you extra. So if you happen to make a mistake, you've got at least one extra. So I'm going to pull this out. And then it looks like I need one of these beige squares to stamp on. And let's see, what else do I need? Oh, this is some ephemera that we're going to put the beige square on. So once we get it stamped, then we'll get this mounted here. And I'm going to need my little ink spots. I'm going to double check something, guys. Give me just a second. I need to make sure that I have gone live. I hope I have. Yes, I have gone live. Okay, great. I just saw my computer go dead, and I'm like, I need to make sure that I'm live with you guys. All right, so I think I have, here's my thread. And oh, I need this ephemera right here. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna pull this one out. So I'm just gonna punch this out. Be careful with it. There's lots of little leaves to it, but we've got this pulled out. And I think now I have everything I need. So we're just gonna follow the instructions because I wanna show you how easy this is. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my stamping done so that I can put this all together. So I've got my little mat because these are photopolymer. This is my silicone mat. These are photopolymer stamps, and so I just want a little bit of cushion besides my glass mat. And then I'm gonna open up my ink, and we are going to stamp Hello Beautiful. So let me grab that. I love that. So we've got Hello Beautiful. So we'll ink this up. I'm going to get this centered up as best I can without getting my head in the way. So we're going to go right here. A good transfer there. That's nice. And then I'm going to reach over here. I'm just going to grab one of my chamois so I can clean this off. And then we're done with this one. I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to bring in my little frame here. And in the frame, they are putting this little flower design. So I'm going to go ahead and get it inked up. And we'll get this stamped in here. And I think now we've got our stamping done. Easy peasy. Close my ink up. And we can start to build this. So the first thing they have us do is they have us put some tape on the back of the gold piece. So I'm just gonna grab that tape and let's see. This is tear and tape. You can use your snips to cut it as well, but I'm just gonna put it down and tear it. So we've got that. And then they have the Hello Beautiful put on it. And so I'm going to use my Take Your Pick just to help me get the cover off of this tear and tape. Oh, you know, actually I put it on the wrong side. You guys, I need that anyway, but we'll do that in just a second. Turn it over, turn it over. That's why you look at the pictures. The picture said put it on the gold side. I'm so used to putting stuff on the back. So let's do this again. Easy peasy, not a problem. So I'm gonna tear this off. There we go. Now it's gonna work. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to layer this Hello Beautiful on it so that the gold is peeking out top to bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and layer here. I've got some gold. It's gonna go edge to edge and this way. And now I've got this built. Okay, so we've got that. Actually, they're having us put dimensionals on the back. So I'll go ahead and bring these in. And we'll do, they just did 3. I'm going to do it just like they're doing it so you guys can see. I will be honest with you, when I'm putting these kits together, I just kind of do my own thing. I follow the, instructions, but I want to do this as close to the instructions as possible so that you guys have got something to follow. Let me see. It goes this way. I'm going to put, they've got this greenery coming down like this. So I think I'm going to turn this over like this, and then I can put the dimensional over the top of it. And that will hold the greenery to my frame. So let me turn this over so you can see that. So now that's holding that together. And then what else do we need to do? It looks like we're going to be working with one of our little, I'm going to call them our wax pressed stickers. Actually, it matches the stamp. If you look at it, the image here and this image are the same. Now, this is a sticker. It is sticky. They go ahead and they have us use some tape anyway, but before we do the tape, we're going to add some of this gold thread. And I actually put a piece of tape over it so it wouldn't come unwound. So I'll go ahead and pull this off. And I'm going to just kind of wrap it around my fingers a couple of times. It is very thin. So, whoops, picked up my sticker, didn't it? All right, move you over there. So I'm just gonna do a couple of crisscross wraps here. It looks like maybe they did 3 perhaps. So I'll go ahead and try that. And then I'm gonna take my snips and we'll cut this off. And then what I'm gonna attempt to do is stick this down behind my, and I want it to go, what I'm doing is I'm looking to see which direction I want this to go. So if I want this to go this way, then I need to go this way. So I'm gonna put this down, and then when I turn it over, we've got that, okay? And then it talks in the instructions, it shows using tear and tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna cut off a couple of snips of tear and tape. So we'll do one here and one here, and then I can place them down. And I'm looking to see where I really want them to go, because they're gonna go on top of, I'm just gonna place them here. Whoops. I think we'll be fine. This is, the thread is really very thin. All right, so we've got that ready to go. We'll take that off in just a second. I'm gonna bring the card base in, and we'll go ahead and fold that and burnish it. Okay. And then we've got dimensionals on the back of this one, and I'm just looking to see which one goes on first, how it's layered. This is layered underneath, so we're gonna go ahead and put this one on first. And you can put on more dimensionals if you choose to. Like I said, I'm really trying to follow the kit pretty close to a T for you guys, but we'll go ahead and we'll put our Hello Beautiful right here, a little bit up from the bottom. So we've got that. And then we're gonna take the frame, I'm gonna call it the frame, and I'll take the dimensionals off of this one. And we're gonna turn it this way, and it's gonna go, is that a little crooked, do you think? Maybe I got it just a little crooked. All right, so now we'll take this one and we're gonna put it right over here. So I'm gonna layer it here. Okay, let me see. I wanna be straight. All right, and then they show putting a dimensional right here. And the reason we're gonna put a dimensional there is because we've got the little wax button that needs a little bit of support since the rest of these are on dimensionals. And then I can take this, and I'm just looking to see, I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off. I don't know if it's really intended just to hold the thread or if it's gonna help secure it, but we'll pull it off. So I'm trying to get a hold of it. It's stuck to the sticky part of the button. So let me burnish that just a little bit so it stays, so I can lift off the cover. Okay, and then I'll take this and we're going to center it right about here. Goes over my hello. Okay, got that. So I'm just gonna give that a push. And you can see now, what I could do is I could take my, it almost looks like the leaves are kind of tucked up underneath this Hello Beautiful. But we've got the card done. So now what we do is we pair it with its envelope. And we have card number 1 done. How easy was that? That was so fast and so easy. All right, so I'm gonna move this off to the side and we are gonna move on to card number 2. Now, card number 2, let's pull the pieces out that we need. We have got this piece. Let's see. We've got this piece. So this is our card base. Then we've got this, and this is actually, let me see how this works. Let me start pulling pieces out. The little dots that you see are part of this. It's the front of this. And then this, let's see how this looks. I'm looking at my other cards. Huh. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is gonna fold. I'll fold this. That's why it looked a little bit confusing. This is the back of the card here. We're gonna pop this out. And then this, not this one will go around the little dots that you see. Can you see those dots? Let me bring it up closer so you guys can see. There's like little dots on here. Can you see those? Okay, so we've got that. This is an extra piece. You can put this off to the side. We're going to stamp here, and we are going to stamp with this fun flower stamp. So we'll get that going in just a second. We also are going to stamp thanks, but I want to get my other pieces. So I need a little thin gray strip. So we've got that. And then we've got some gold ephemera that we're going to use. So we'll pull this out. So we've got that. And let's see. Oh, here we go, guys. This piece, isn't that interesting? So we've got this piece that will go here, and then this will go around. So I think this is intended just to kind of help you get it lined up as to where it needs to go. But this is a separate piece. Did I do that? I think I did do that. I made these cards a bit ago. Okay, do I have any greenery? I do have some greenery. We're going to use these little pieces right here. So let me pull these out. There we go. And I think I have everything that I need. I think I do. Let me just double check. Yep, I do. All right, so let's go ahead and get to stamping. Let me move these out of the way. And I'm going to pull this piece, whoops, I'm going to pull this piece in, pull out my ink, which is right here. And where's my mat? pull my mat in. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp these little flowers. So I'll get this inked up. And I'm going to do it up fairly high. Not significantly, but fairly high. So we're going to go right about here. Okay, that looks good. Let's clean this off. And then I'm going to take the thanks, and the thanks is going to go right underneath it. So, oops, you can see I got it all on my edge. I think I'm going to be fine because I'm not going to rock. I'm just going to go straight down and straight up. So we're going to go straight down, straight up, don't rock. Yay! Okay, but I tilted my ink, my block. There we go, got that. All right, and then we have this little gray piece that we're going to stamp on, and we are going to stamp for all you do. For all you do. So let me tap, tap, tap. Make sure I get a good coating on that. We're going to stamp it right here in the center. Pardon my head if I get my head in the way. Just want to make sure I'm getting this. There we go. For all you do. And that's all the stamping we're doing. So we can start to build this part. So I'm going to get this stuff put away. All right. So first things first, let's go ahead and get the For All You Do on its little gold label, and it did it with some tear and tape. So I'm going to take my tear and tape, and I'm going to just put a little bit of strip down the middle here. And then we'll go ahead and get this taken care of. Backing off. And line this up. And it lines up with the top. So once I grab this, let me go ahead and do it this way. I can't see the top edge, so I'm just double checking to make sure I'm getting it lined up there. Okay, so we've got that piece ready to go. And then it shows that we're going to put dimensionals on the backs of this. So let's go ahead and get that done. So I'm going to put one in the middle, and I'm not going to the end. And the reason that I'm not going to the end, first of all, because it shows it's not going to the end, but this is going to be popped up, and you'll see that here in just a second. All right, so now it talks about, how does it do this? Putting this on. Yes? Is that right? Yes? Okay. Oh, it has you go ahead and put this on here. So, and it has us do it by just putting tape on the back of this. So let's do that. I think I'm telling on myself in the sense of when I was putting this kit together, I just kind of did my own thing. I'm really trying to be good for you guys and do it the way the instructions say to do it. But after you've done a couple of these kits, you get more comfortable with it and you start kind of doing your own thing. But it's good to know that you have instructions just in case. So let's go ahead and pull the backings off here. And basically what I'm doing is I'm lining visually. You want the dots here with these dots. Well, that's obviously, I'm not going to hit it exactly, but I'm going to get it close. So let me just kind of move this over a little bit, and we'll get this down, and I'm going to make sure that I was able to center that. All right, so we've got that. Now what it says to do is to take your dimensionals, and I am going to go a little bit rogue here because just having dimensionals in the corners is not enough support as far as I'm concerned, because my edges don't get supported. So I'm going to put dimensionals in the corners, but then I'm also going to put one on each edge. and you do have extra dimensionals. And in fact, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna put it on all the edges. So my arch is going to be well supported. And so then what we'll do is we'll take the backs off and get this lined up. So let's do that. Just means that I have a few more backs to pull off, but that's okay. That works. So we'll do this. I'm almost done. Make sure that one's off. Is that one off? Nope. One more. I'm looking to see if it's shiny. It is shiny. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work to get this lined up as best I can. But now that I've got the dimensionals on the back, of course, it's going to be sticky. But we'll get there. I think I did pretty good. Let me pull this one. This is why I like to use glue on the backs of my dimensionals, just in case I have to move things around. But I think I did pretty good. So we're good there. Let me grab these little greenery pieces. So here's where we're at. And you can see the little polka dots popping through. Can you see those? Let me see. See a little focus. There they are. Okay, got it. All right, now, next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna bring my little silicone mat back in because we're gonna get sticky here. I'm gonna take one of my little wax buttons, is what I'm calling this. And I am actually going to arrange these pieces so that my wax button can fit over the top of it. And then once I get this set up, and I like the silicone mat because I can do this and then this just peels off the silicone mat. So easy peasy. But now what I need to do is I need to turn this over and we're gonna do our gold thread again. And they kind of did this gold thread so that it looks like a little heart. I'm not sure. I've made 2 other cards of this and I still haven't gotten the heart down, but I'm good with just getting this set up the way that I need to set it up. And I'm just gonna kind of pinch it. Well, here, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna lay it down like this. Okay, so that end's sticking. And now I've got this top part. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the top part and I'm going to attempt to create a heart. Not so much. But that's okay. It's okay. I like it like this too. So again, what they did, interestingly enough, is they put more tape on it. I am not sure that the tape is necessary. This sticker is really sticky, but we'll put some on just to be on the safe side to give it a little bit of extra adhesiveness. Is that a word? Adhesiveness? And then basically we're going to put a dimensional in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and take my backings off to start so that they will be sticky. And then it is really sticky. Okay, my dimensionals are right here. They've got one that they're putting in the middle. So I'm going to put one right here in the middle. And before I can put that on, I need to come back to this and we're going to put this, we're going to put it across here. Now, this is why we didn't want to put dimensionals on each edge, right? Because this is already popped up. So basically the dimensionals are going to be in the middle and I'm just going to line this up. How fun is that? All right, so let's take the backings off. And I probably should have went up just a little bit higher, but that's okay. These cards are handmade, and so they are going to look a little bit different. All right, so we've got that, and then I can take this one. I'm going to take the backing off of it, and I'm going to make sure that that dimensional is going right in the center here. Let me see, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I may have to switch sides because, let me see. If I go over this way, which is fine, I don't want to cover up my do. Can I do that? Maybe. I feel like my dimensional is going to be, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this dimensional. I don't want it to be on my my arch. So I'm going to put it right here to help me out. And this is me going rogue. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And then I can move these around a little bit. So most of everything except for my ribbon is on the card. So I can kind of move this around a little bit. But there we go. This card is now done as well. And so pretty. Let me bring it up. So pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and, oh, here's this envelope. I'll bring these back in a second. Okay, last card. Well, we know we're going to be utilizing this one. So let's look at the pieces that we need. We're going to be stamping on the striped side. So these leaves are the back. We're going to stamp on the striped side. And then we're utilizing, let me grab these two pieces here. And then we also are utilizing this gold banner. Move that off. This is emptying out. We're going to utilize one of the gray banners. And you can see I've got a couple of extras here. And this is so that if you make a mistake stamping, you've got an extra you can work with. And then we're also utilizing this Night of Navy ephemera. So we'll pull that out. And then I have an extra one of these, which again is what you would stamp on one of the previous cards. So let's go ahead and get our stamping done first. Make sure my card's going the right direction. And this has got us stamping this little leaf along the edge of your, and I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, along the edge of your card. So let's go ahead and grab our ink and we'll get this done. And let's see, up. We're gonna do one here. And then we're going to do another one right below it, right here. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to clean this off. And then the next thing we need to stamp is our sentiment. So I'm going to pull this gray piece out. And we are stamping celebrate today and every day. So we've got this one. And I'm making note when you stamp it, because you're going to have your little wax button here, you want to move your celebrate over to the left side. So do not stamp it in the center, because if you stamp it in the center, you won't have room for your button. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll get celebrate today and every day. Okay, and let's go ahead and close this up and get that cleaned off, and we will be done with this stamping. All right, now let's see. We're going to add this. Let me see. I probably should. Well, okay. I'm doing it right. It's interesting to me. They put the tape on the gold piece. I'm going to put the tape. I'm a rebel. I'm going to put the tape on the stamped piece. I don't know why they have you do it on the gold piece. Maybe it's easier to see that way, but I'm just used to doing it that way, so that's how I'm going to do it. So I've got this down. We'll take the backing off. Get these out of the way. And then basically we're lining this up so we're going to have an even distribution on each side. So I'm going to see if I can get that lined up. Top to bottom is even, but even distribution of the gold on each side. Okay, and then it uses 3 dimensionals. So we're going to go ahead and get our dimensionals on. So one in the center, one on each end. Okay, Okay, so we'll put this off to the side. Then it's taking these pieces and adhering them together, and they're putting tape on both back sides. So I'm gonna start by adhering this piece to this piece, and then we can adhere it to our card. So tape here, tape here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over and get the tape on it. So here, boo, that one is a little long. I gotta trim that one off. Got carried away. So let me just snip that off real quick. There we go, no problem. And then we're gonna do right here. All right, I use my thumb and we'll pull this off. All right, so we got our tape. So let's go ahead and get this piece centered here. All the way around. So let's pull the backings off. Whoops. All right, and then let me get this lined up. I think this one needs to come over just a teeny tiny bit. So let me slowly pull that up. Comfy. All right, so we've got this on, and now what we can do is we can take our card base and we'll go ahead and get this adhered. So it's just going to be centered. So let's take the backs off of this one. Even top to bottom for the most part. All right, so we've got that. Okay, then they have you put your Celebrate on, and remember Celebrate is on dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and take the backs off of those. And I'm going to put it right about. I'm also looking at these lines. You might not be able to see the lines on the card. Like I can see the lines on the card, but I'm looking at the lines and I want to get this on straight. So I'm gonna bring this down just a tad. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going back to our button again. Look at how many we're gonna have left over. This is the last card and I've got 9 buttons left over. That's amazing. All right, so I can save these and use these for another project. Okay, how's it doing it this time? It's going to go on top of this piece. So I'm going to turn my button this way. And I think it goes right about here. Okay, so we've got that. And it's going to take the thread again. And I'm just looking to see how I want my thread to go. Probably up and down pretty much. Okay, so again, I'm just going to take and do some crisscrossing with it. I want a little bit of this. This is like really fine thread. It's not as thick as our linen threads. It's very fine. It's cold. All right, so I'm gonna trim it here. Whoops. Now, look how much thread I have left over. I still have lots of thread for me to do other things. All right, I'm gonna pinch this in the middle-ish. Oh no, I twisted it. That's not good. Well, this is what happens when you twist it. This is fine stuff. All right, let me see if I can try this again. Untwist, untwist. All right, let's do this again. All right. twist, 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 twist. And then I'm gonna pinch you in the middle. And I'm just gonna pull my fingers out without twisting the best I can. We'll trim this up in just a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this down, and then we'll finagle it once we get it down. So fun, 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 fun. And then I've got these little edges here that I'm gonna actually turn up to catch the ends. You can use your tweezers to help you grab it and turn it up. All right, that looks good. And then, all right, more tape. I'm just gonna take a couple of pieces. Well, it is gonna go on the labels, so that might help. So I'm just gonna take off just a couple of little snips of the tape. And I have lots of tape left over. So that's the other fun part about these kits, is that you end up with product left over that you can utilize on other projects that you have. All right, so let's go ahead and take the backings off of this. Get this out of the way. Move this out of the way. Okay, all of these out of the way. And I'm going to bring my card back in, and the button is going to go right here. So we're going to go ahead and push that down. Turn it just a tad. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to take my gold threads, and I'm just going to kind of fan them out a little bit. Oh, so pretty. All right. This card's done too. Move this out of the way. And the gold trim, I mean, it's just so faint and thin, but it just adds a touch of elegance to the card. All right, so here we go. We have, let me move these blocks out of the way that have all the stamps on them. So we've got, I'm gonna pull these in so you guys can see. We've got 3 of these. Where's my other one? Right here. Gosh, I have cards everywhere. So we've got these 3. Okay. How fun. And then we've got these. And this one. And then last but not least, I'm gonna have to make some room. We've got this one. So with this kit, you will make 9 of these gorgeous cards. And what's even more fun is you could make these cards and then box them up and give them as a gift to someone, or you can give the kit as a gift to someone so that they can create their own cards. But when you've got all the supplies that you need and extras for later, and you've got instructions, this just makes card making easy peasy. It's the easy button. So let me come back and see you guys again and just say thank you for joining me today. I purposely selected the kit because I knew I wasn't going to be able to send you a kit to go that I've cut. So what I'm doing for this particular to-go class is you are going to get a gift from me when you place your order in my online store at aprildaviscreations.com. All that information is out there, and I will gift you $10 in rewards points that you can utilize on an upcoming order. So thank you very much for joining me. I will be out now the next 2 weeks. Be sure to watch my Facebook page so you can see pictures of my fun trip. First in Long Beach, California for our annual convention, and then I'm off to Finland. And cross your fingers, your toes, say some prayers for me. I really, really, really want to see the Northern Lights. That's why I'm taking this trip. So I'm hoping that we're going at a good time, that we'll be able to see the Northern Lights. I know it's not guaranteed, but I want to scratch it off my bucket list. Plus, we're going to have a lot of fun doing other things up there as well. So Arctic Circle, here we come, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take care, everyone. Bye.